Ninth-ranked Ohio State will host Tulsa after a devastating loss to Oregon in the home opener. Coach, it's great to see you victorious again here at the Horseshoe, and I know it was a very long week of preparation and making adjustments. Immediate thoughts on how the team performed today.
He said, I could get struck by lightning if I don't sign today.
Justin Fields was picked off twice. The passing game couldn't take off, and they were out their leading wide receiver, Chris Olave, due to the coronavirus pandemic.
It's a safe space for them to talk openly without judgment about being minority athletes on campus.
Travion, I know you love the big plays. How about a 52-yard touchdown to break the freshman rushing record of two-time Heisman winner Archie Griffin? The Bucs put up the best defense in the NBA. The Suns are just number 2 right behind them. So I think this will be a lower scoring game. I'm going to go with the under on this one.
As Steph Otey joins us in Indianapolis, assess the way that they looked throughout the course of this game.
That's a tough one because they've only played 6 games. And when you think about all these other teams, they've had a lot more live game reps. Coach Day talked about that a lot. In fact, that was the first thing he said right when the ceremony took place. He knew this was going to happen. He knew it was going to be a tough game.
For a school of just under 2,500 students, the Peacocks certainly know how to pack in a crowd for this historical run. You had your first interception at Michigan State, and you said you've had mixed feelings on it.
Yeah.
Did it almost come as a relief?
Yeah, I mean,
Individually, lots of national attention, even Heisman talk. Does that get to you at all? Do you internalize that in any way? Last year in the shoe, end zone, strips the ball away from the tight end. It's big plays like that. Why you want to go to Ohio State. They had you at Woody Hayes, and you were giving a speech. What were those words of wisdom you gave to the team?
and I feel like we built on it as well.
So, new coach Ryan Day, you've worked with him before. What are you seeing from him this season that you're really enjoying? Day did confirm that he will not be making any changes at quarterback, sticking with C.J. Stroud. You talked about wanting to replace the Bosa name. Is that still on your mind all the time? Last week, Michigan had you very well covered, sometimes 2, 3 guys on you. Some media outlets are saying that might have exposed the blueprint as to how to cover you. Is there a cheat code?
Colin, you wrote on this yesterday. Auburn's offense scored 15 of 16 attempts in the red zone this season. Do you think Auburn can keep that going?
It's not too bad. It's not pouring. It's kind of slick. I mean, I can feel it just as walking down on the turf. The guys are out here. They're in their rain attire. Now let's get into our Havoc round. You guys previewed some of them, but this is where the guys analyze some of the biggest and most actionable spots on today's college football slate. I'm picking the Bucs to cover the spread on this one. They won game 3 favorably at home by 20 points. They were favored by only 4. Here at Lucas Oil Stadium as Ohio State and Northwestern face off for the second time in the Big Ten Championship. Stay tuned for everything behind the scenes right here on Fox.
I don't think they're in the college football playoff discussion.
I hear you, but I know that some committee members do look at a conference title. And when people were questioning and doubting whether or not Ohio State deserved to be in the Big Ten Championship, they had a meeting, they discussed it, and they decided that they will ease that 6-game qualifier because if Ohio State and Michigan did play in that rivalry game, Ohio State still would have won the Big Ten East because they beat Indiana head-to-head. So I feel for Tom Allen, I feel for the Indiana Hoosiers, but when you get that title for the 4th year in a row, it helps you get into the playoffs, and I know a lot of committee members are going to think about that as well. Ohio State is making their return to the field after the bye week. They got a little banged up after Michigan State, but having this off week helps them adjust to a shorter schedule. Coach Day wanted to give them a feeling of what Ohio Stadium will look like on game day. As of now, fans are not allowed.
He was completely dialed into this offseason. He even said he never thought about opting out. He was always going to stick it through. He really dissected the playbook. He wanted to understand why they're calling these plays. He wanted to read defenses better.
Luke Fickell has been to this stadium many times, but only one other time as a visitor. He'll be coming through that visitor's entrance. Ohio State's credibility has been questioned. Last year, they lost to Clemson in the Fiesta Bowl playoff, and just recently, their head coach, Dabo Swinney, showed that he didn't feel that they earned the spot to be number 4 in the country.
What do you think the key is in this game to keep it close for Indiana?
I think it comes down to Ohio State's defense. You know, at the Nebraska game, they saw some issues on the defensive line. And Coach said that just happens usually when you have that first game. But the secondary is the biggest concern, especially when you're going up against an offense like Indiana. Shaun Wade even said he's not happy with his performance. He knows he can do a lot more. And that's why he came back to Ohio State to play this season. He wants to show them what he can do on the outside. And he just feels like he hasn't done that yet.
From Columbus, I'm Stephanie Otey, and I'll see you at kickoff.